Today we will learn about protection of carbonyl compounds. Principle. When a reduction of an ester is required in the presence of a carbonyl, the attack of the hydride on the carbonyl has to be prevented. For example, the carbonyl is converted into an acetal which does not react with hydrides. The acetal is then called a protecting group for the carbonyl. With the carbonyl group suitably protected, the proposed synthesis would have a much better chance of success. So we know that when you compare a ketone and an ester, definitely ketone is more reactive than ester because the carbonyl carbon of the ester is more electrophilic in nature, whereas the carbonyl carbon of ketone is the carbonyl carbon of the ester is more nucleophilic in nature, whereas the carbonyl carbon of a ketone is less nucleophilic in nature. This makes possibility for the ester to react, for the ketone to react more easily than the ester. But in some situations, in some reaction mechanism, sometimes we would need a ketone to be unreactive, whereas the other function group to be reactive. So suppose, let us take this example here. So we have a compound in which there is both ketone and an ester. Now, when you use lithium aluminum hydride, we know it is a good reducing agent which reduces both the functional groups to give rise to a diol, and both the ketone and the ester is getting reduced. But when we make use of certain reagents or groups like an acetal, then what happens is we can see here that the only the ketone is getting protected. So here you can see by the formation of an acetal, the ketone gets protected, and when the further reaction with the ester is made, that is here we are making use of a reduction with respect to lithium aluminum hydride, and here you can see only the ester is getting reduced, whereas the ketone is getting protected. Now after the deprotection using acidic medium, then what happens is we can get back the ketone. So this is how we can make the more reactive ketone protected, and in such situation we can use the other function groups to react with reagent and we can get the desired reaction. So for this, we can make use of 1,3-dioxanes as a good reagent to protect the carbonyl compounds like aldehyde and ketones. So here you can see some of the reactions or formation of the dioxane has been mentioned. And also the next slide is going to give us the cleavage, how we can deprotect the acetal. So the deprotection can be done again in presence of an acidic medium, as we can use the acidic catalysis and we can deprotect the acetal to give rise to the ketone. Apart from dioxane, we can also make use of 1,3-dioxylane, which wherein here you can see some of the preparations or formation of the dioxylane, and also their cleavage. Also we can study the the deprotection of the dioxylane is also mentioned here. So these are some of the protecting groups which we can use and which has also been successfully used because it is highly stable. Once there is an acetal formation in the reaction, then acetal is always a very stable intermediate, so it is not going to react with any of the reagents or any catalyst that is being used in the reaction. So hence acetal, that is dioxane and dioxylane, is more preferred during the protection of the carbonyl compounds. Now apart from the dioxane, dioxylane, there is also use of thiols in the protection of the carbonyl. That is, you can see here there is the dithiane and the dithiolanes that can also be used in the protection of the carbonyl compound. So here what you can see, the second compound here is nothing but the 1,3-dithiane derivative, and the first is nothing but the 1,3-dithiolane derivative. And also the protection can also be done with the thiophenyls as well. So these are some of the groups that can be used for, that is thio groups that can be used for the protection of carbonyl, and this is the mechanism for this is the reaction for the protection of a ketone using a dithiolanes. So this is the reaction. Now next, let us look at the mechanism of protection, how the ketone group in a compound can be protected using the acetal group. So here what is being taken here is a ketone. Okay, there's a carbonyl group. The first step would always be an acidic hydrolysis, that is using the H plus, that is nothing but from an acid we are taking out the H plus, and this is going to react with the oxygen of the carbonyl carbon. So once the oxygen, since oxygen is more electronegative and it has a lone pair on its atom, it is going to take up the proton, that is it's going to grab the H plus. Once it takes up the proton, the oxygen now is going to form a 3 bonds with itself. So hence there's a positive charge on the oxygen. There's a positive charge on the oxygen, and the next step would be to reduce the positive charge or to remove the positive charge on oxygen. So here comes the use of the glycol, that is the ethylene glycol comes into existence, and here we are nothing but the reaction of the oxygen on the hydroxyl group is going to attack the carbonyl carbon, because we know carbonyl carbon is electropositive because there's an oxygen which is attached to the carbon, and hence now what happens is the oxygen on the thiol, that is sorry, oxygen on the diol, that is the glycol, is going to attack the carbonyl carbon. Once it attacks the carbonyl carbon, the bond between oxygen and carbon moves towards the oxygen to ease the positive charge. Now the next step would be, now once there's a formation of bond between the carbonyl carbon and the oxygen, so here you can see there is a positive charge on the oxygen because there are 3 bonds. Now at this step, there's going to be removal of the water molecule. The water molecule is going to be removed. So here the positive charge on oxygen is removed by the deprotonation. So the H plus is getting removed, and here there's nothing but the removal of the positive charge on the oxygen. And then the hydroxyl group is going to be removed because there can be a formation, because it's a good leaving group, OH minus, and OH minus is going to bond with the H plus and going to be released as a water molecule. Now here you can see that once there is the electron pair removal, with the electron pair the hydroxyl group is going to be eliminated, and because of which there's going to be a positive charge on the carbon atom. Now here this can also be rearranged in this form, and here you can see that the positive charge on carbon atom is getting eased because the electron pair on oxygen is forming a bond with the carbon. That's the cation. That's the carbocation is being released by a formation of the lone pair, of formation of a bond between the lone pair of oxygen towards the carbocation, and this gives rise to a glycol acetol structure of this kind. But still there's a positive charge on oxygen which has to be removed, and this is nothing but done by the deprotonation, that is minus H plus is going to give rise to the acetol. So this is how the formation of acetol is can be made use as a protection for the ketone. Now here, since you can see that the acetol formed here is highly stable and it is not going to react with either Grignard reagent or any other reagents, neither with any catalyst, and hence this is considered to be a very stable intermediate, and hence it can be successfully used for the protection of the carbonyl compounds. Now let us take one example. So here we have a compound in which there is a ketone and also there is an ester. Now here we don't want the ketone to react. We know ketone is highly reactive, and here we don't want a ketone to react, and we want the ester to react with the Grignard reagent. So how this is going to be possible? First step would be nothing but the reaction of this compound with the diol. A glycol is going to react with the ketone, and also this is going to happen in the acidic medium. So what happens is, as usual, the ketone is going to grab a proton. So the mechanism is just similar to the mechanism which is shown here in this slide. It's the very same mechanism is followed, and that's why I have skipped the process or the reactions for the formation of the acetol. So here what happens is, as usual, in the presence of H plus and ethylene diol, that's the glycol, what is going to happen is the hydroxyl the carbonyl carbon, there is oxygen on the carbonyl carbon, is going to grab the proton, and hence, and after the next step would be the reaction with the glycol to give rise to a protection group for the carbonyl group, carbon compound, that is nothing but the formation of the acetol. Now the next step would be the reaction of the Grignard. Now here in this format, what happens is this acetol is highly stable. It is not going to react with Grignard reagent at any situation. And here, hence, we can easily make use of the reaction of the ester with the Grignard reagent. So now the Grignard reagent is easily going to react with the ester. So how it's going to react is nothing but the Grignard reagent is nothing but the phenyl is having a negative charge and there is the MgBr having a positive charge, and the carbon is going to be attacked by the nucleophile, that is phenyl anion. So once it attacks the nucleophile, there is going to be the cleavage of the ester group. There is the carbon and the oxygen is going to get cleaved, and once it cleaves, there's going to be formation of an intermediate of this kind. Now in the reaction medium, there's still going to be a lot of Grignard reagent which is present. So hence one more phenyl anion is again going to attack the electrophilic carbon of the carbonyl group, and then there is going to be the shift of the bond between the oxygen and the carbon towards the oxygen, and hence it is going to give rise to a formation of O minus MgBr. Now at this position, what is going to happen is there's going to be hydrolysis, and this is going to give rise to the OH group. So hydrolysis, that is O minus MgBr on hydrolysis, is going to give the hydroxyl group. That's the alcohol group is going to be generated with the elimination of the MgBrOH group. Now this is how we can react, even though there's a presence of a carbonyl group, how we can protect the carbonyl group and only make the ester react with the Grignard reagent. So this is how the product is going to be formed. Now the last step would be deprotection. So how is the deprotection done? So deprotection is done by, again, in the acidic medium. So we are going to react the oxygen of the acetal with the, there's oxygen on the acetal is going to take up the proton H plus, because oxygen is having a lone pair on it. It's going to take up a proton, and there's going to be a positive charge on the oxygen because oxygen is formed with 3 bonds with itself. There's going to be a positive charge on oxygen. The next step would be the cleavage of this bond. Now the acetal has to be broken because we have to remove the acetal group. That is, the diol has to be removed, and how that can be done is only when there is a bond breakage between the carbon and the diol, that is the acetal group. So now hence there's going to be cleavage of the carbon and the oxygen group, and this is going to give rise to a, that's a cyclic chain is going to be removed. The cyclic group is going to be removed to give rise to a intermediate of this kind. And now in presence of water molecule, because here see we have made use of water molecule as well, so hence the water molecule is going to come into existence here, and again the OH minus is going to attack, the nucleophile is going to attack the carbocation, and this is how the formation of this intermediate is going to form. Now the last step would be the removal of the bond or cleavage of the bond between carbon and the oxygen. So how that is going to happen is by, it is just going to break, the bond between the carbon and the oxygen is going to break, and there is going to be formation of the ethylene glycol. That is nothing but 1,2-ethane diol is going to be released. So that's how we are going to deprotect the carbonyl group to give back the protecting group. And then the last step would be nothing but the, so now once the removal of the ethane diol takes place, there's going to be a positive charge on the carbon because the O minus goes with the electron pair. That's why there's going to be a positive charge on the carbon. And the last step would be removal of the proton, and we're going to get back, and we're going to get back the ketone. So here you can see how the ketone was protected and how we again got back the ketone after the deprotection of the acetal group. So this is how we are going to protect the acetal, protect the carbonyl group, and also deprotect the carbonyl group. So this is ends the protection of the carbonyl group. Thank you very much.